The way of the sword doesn't belong to any one nation. Knowledge of the arts belongs to us all.
Could Master Piandao have taught Jet sword fighting? Welcome everybody to SummerFridge, the fridge to all media. This is Hijack Homage, and today I want to ask a question that I suspect no one even thought of. Could Master Piandao have taken Jet in as a student? I've seen people say that Zuko and Jet are fairly even when it comes to sword fighting, and it's also stated that Zuko was once a student of Master Piandao, and that's all it took for me to look for connection between Jet and Master Piandao. You want to see what I found? Okay, let's get right into it. First, I want to go into Piandao history, for I think there's important details that will show you why I believe him teaching Jet is not far off. Piandao he developed a vicious and fearsome sword fighting style. Piandao fought many battles for the Fire Nation and wondered about the Fire Nation's role in the 100-Year War. So he deserted the army and traveled the world for many years, studying under a variety of benders, warriors, and artisans. After some time, he returned to the Fire Nation and settled down in the town of Shujin. The Fire Nation army came to arrest him for deserting the military. In a legendary battle, Piandao defeated all 100 soldiers. The Fire Nation army never bothered him again. From far and wide, people came seeking his teachings in the art of sword fighting. Though Piandao became known for turning potential students down, as he had met several students claiming to be the best in their village and thus deserving of his instructions. Being born a non-bender whose parents are not around, who then travels around with a distaste for the Fire Nation and even does combat with them using a weapon. This is Piandao's story, which we also see unfold in Jet's life. Jet himself lost his parents' lives at the hand of the Fire Nation when he was only 8 years old, which makes him an orphan. I think there's a period missing from this moment in his life to the moment when he creates the Freedom Fighters, who all don't have families anymore and live in a treetop base on a mission to stop the Fire Nation. Maybe, just maybe, in this missing period of Jet's life, he met Master Piandao and learned sword fighting. Maybe after hearing Jet's story, Piandao sees a lot of himself in Jet. He can relate to him in many ways, so he takes him in as a student. And I may have proof of this. The connection is through Piandao's teachings. When Master Piandao taught Sokka sword fighting, there were 4 lessons that he ordered Sokka to learn.
Extra long, really sharp arm.
Stamp your identity on the battlefield.
You must learn to use your sword to stamp your identity on a battlefield.
Hold the lay of the land in your mind.
Landscape painting teaches a warrior to hold the lay of the land in his mind. In battle, you only have an instant to take everything in.
Manipulate your surrounding to your advantage.
Rock gardening teaches the warrior to manipulate his surroundings and use them to his advantage.
Now let's see if Jet follows any of these lessons while fighting. That your weapon is an extension of yourself. We see here in a fight with Aang that he connected his 2 swords together to create a longer weapon for better range of attack. He also does this against Zuko. So yeah, I think he has this lesson 1 covered. Stamp your identity on the battlefield. Jet versus Zuko. I say the way he attacked Zuko by slicing the table the way he did does emphasize his style and skill on the battlefield. His swords are already unique, so adding flair to it would definitely have stamped your identity on the battlefield. Hold the lay of the land in your mind. I could be wrong, but I think this has something to do with knowing your surroundings before entering a fight, so the unexpected would be expected. Examples would be when Jet and the Freedom Fighters ambushed the Fire Nation soldiers.
We were waiting to ambush those soldiers all morning. We just needed the right distraction.
Or when Jet was spying on Zuko and Okinawa. Or maybe he was doing surveillance on the tea shop. Or could hold the lay of the land in your mind have something to do with actually being in the battle and having an instant to take everything in, like being aware of what's happening as it's happening, who's doing what while also watching your own back. Yeah, I think either way we look at it, Jet definitely passes this lesson. Manipulate your surroundings to your advantage. Jet uses his sword not just as a weapon but also to get around through the trees as a transport. We see Jet using his sword sliding and hanging on branches while also using to swing and kick, aiming into a branch which causes him to fall. I truly believe Jet would have passed this lesson with ease. Also, I want to look at some extra credit. If Master Piandao gave Sokka points for good use of terrain, fighting from the high ground,
Good use of terrain, fighting from the high ground,
then I imagine Master Piandao giving the same praise to Jet for doing something similar. So that's my theory. I personally do believe that Master Piandao may have taught Jet a thing or two about the art of sword fighting. Did I convince you? Was it a reach? Did I make you think, or was I thinking too deep? Leave a comment and tell me what you think of this theory. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more video, and the support would be huge for me if you do. Thanks. Yeah.